Hello everyone, I'm Sherry Hill and I'm reviewing Chapter 6 and Essays 1 and 2. Brands don't travel as far as stories and 5 ways to turn up the volume of your brand's authentic story. Slide 2 please. Signorelli claims that story branding is a process similar to automobile production and that using the 6 C's will help you to develop a coherent marketing and communication plan. This is an overview of each of the 6 C's. The subsequent 6 chapters in the text will more fully explain each of the 6 C's. On the next slide, there's just a list of the 6 C's. Slide 3, please. Collect the backstory, characterize the brand, characterize the prospect or the customer, connect the characters, confront the obstacles, and complete the story brief. Slide 4. Connecting the backstory is completed through a situational analysis. This analysis identifies the problems or problem to solve, such as, are there similar brands? What opportunities are there to take advantage of? Identifying the demographics for potential prospects for your brand, and the best way to overcome the competition will all be more apparent through the situational analysis. Slide 5, please. Characterizing the brand is to investigate the brand's strengths and weaknesses. Study the brand first and not potential prospects or customers. Where does the brand fit? Does it offer more than other brands? The brand must fulfill a need not available by other brands. Research done will provide the information that the consumer believes about the brand. Compare the consumer's assessment with management's assessment of the brand. Are those assessments in sync? Signorelli is telling us to really consider the brand and how it is perceived by all others. Next, slide 6. Characterize the prospect or the customer. Identify the most likely prospects. Who needs the brand? What are the beliefs that drive the prospect's needs? Is the brand a standout, and what makes it a standout? As an example, I suggest that certain grocery stores will appeal to certain customers, but not to others. Next, slide 7. Connect the characters. With a deep understanding of the brand and the prospect, look for the hook. What are the shared beliefs that will create a long-term relationship or a fan base? Is it the right fit for the prospects being marketed to? What obstacles are in the way, and can they be overcome? Slide 8, please. Confront the obstacles. Prioritize obstacles that are in the way and overcome them. This is where the obstacles are eliminated and brands establish raving fans, the ultimate goal of any brand. Slide 9, please. Complete the story brief. Review the process. Write the I am statements for brand and prospect. Outline the entire brand story. Prioritize obstacles to overcome. Identify the brand's core values. Signorelli describes the I am statements more fully in Chapter 17. Next, slide 10. Summary of the 6 C's of story branding. This process is both creative and analytical. The order of the steps may be changed as needed, but strive for logical consistency. Be creative in identifying brand and prospects. Slide 11. Essay number 1. Brands don't travel as far as stories. Stories travel very fast in today's social media. A brand story has 2 layers, outer functional layer and an inner authentic layer that is the core of the value and belief system of the brand. These values and beliefs are fundamental and are consistent throughout the brand structure. Signorelli claims, quote, to stand out as special, your brand must complete the story with consistent proof of your brand's belief system, unquote. In the chapter, he gave an example of a brand stating that they delivered exceptional customer service and then leaving the customer on hold for 20 minutes. This is not exceptional customer service. When I think of a local brand with exceptional customer service, I think of our local Chick-fil-A. This particular location has won many awards for its sales and service and does provide excellent customer service. Signorelli notes that Apple, Nike, and Virgin, quote, can sell pretty much anything because they are not selling brands, they are selling stories, unquote. Slide 12, please. Essay number 2. 5 ways to turn up the volume of your brand's authentic story. What is the brand's true emotional core? Finding the emotional core through your brand story is a must. What is the brand's authentic story and belief? Can you verbalize this story? This A, in my mind, is summed up in the expression walk the walk. Don't just talk about what you think your brand is about. Make sure, whatever that is, that it happens all the time. Slide 13. The first of its 5. Ladder up. What is the outcome or goal of the brand? This could be time saving or ease of use for the consumer. What is important about the brand? There needs to be an emotional human connection to the brand to give it longevity and staying power. What your story is not. Identify what you don't want the brand to be, and oftentimes you will be able to more readily say what you do want your brand to be. Number 3 is describe the enemy. What is your brand trying to overcome? What do you want to provide to prospects that will help them solve their problem or dilemma? Slide 14. Find a role model story character. Make your brand a story character. Try to identify a story hero that your brand is most like and explain why in terms of what that hero values as important. There's a link to a article on this. It describes it a little better than I can. It's a pretty abstract concept in my mind. Get feedback from customers and employees. To my mind, this may be the best place to get a sense of what prospects and customers see as your core values. This will show whether or not their views align with management's views. You may think one thing and your employees and customers may have an entirely different view of your brand. If so, then you know your message and brand are not communicating your brand and you are not walking the walk. This chapter is a bit abstract, and Signorelli clarifies the steps in the following chapters. As an example of a great brand story, there are 2 links about Wegmans on this slide. Wegmans is a relatively small, upscale grocery retailer that is an example of a brand with superfans. I think the Fortune article about Wegmans employees is the reason there are Wegmans superfans. This is a brand that has a complete brand story with an inner layer giving it distance and longevity. Next slide, 15, please. My question for you is, as a consumer, can you identify a company or brand that says it has certain values and beliefs, but you see it otherwise? If so, tell us about it. If you haven't seen such dichotomy as a consumer, have you seen this in the workplace? I hope I've helped explain these rather abstract concepts. Thank you for listening and enjoy the rest of your semester. See you on Blackboard.